Good morning, world, and welcome to the Daily Huddle. Today's Friday. My name is Sorel Katana. I'm your co-host, and Giovanni Gonzalez, my partner in good deeds, is here with me as well. In today's digital age, folks, your online presence, first impression, whether you like it or not. Yet many small business owners overlook the power of a simple Google search. Not knowing how you or your business shows up on Google can be a critical oversight, impacting your reach, impacting your reputation, impacting even your revenue and your business profits. In today's episode of the Daily Huddle, I'm joined by our good friend, a former host of the Daily Huddle, Mr. Robin C. Stern, an authority on maximizing online visibility. And we're going to delve into the significance of Googling yourself. We'll explore the common pitfalls of neglecting your digital footprint and the transformative benefits of curating a positive online presence. Whether it's attracting more customers, establishing credibility, or outperforming competitors, understanding how to effectively show up on Google could be a game changer for your business. And Robin C. Stern is here to create that game-changing morning with us. Robin, good morning and welcome back. Welcome home.
Thank you so much, Sorrel. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm honored to be invited back as a guest speaker. I love you guys. I really miss you guys, and I'm just again grateful to be allowed to come and spend some time breathing the rare air of the amazingness of Geo and Sorrel. So
Oh my
thank
God,
you for
man,
inviting me.
you know you don't have to say that, and I know you're not joking
It's
either.
all truth, brother. It's all truth. So, yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I've been having a great time helping more businesses understand this. I was in an after hours last night, and one of the people there had come to a talk I did last year, and she says, "Yeah, I'm doing this every 3 months, like you said." And my eyes got about this big, and I said, "No, 3 times a week." And she said, "What?" The only thing she took away
Pause
was,
for a second, Robin.
yeah.
There's something about you that is so great that I don't want the world to miss. The giver that you are, the immense generosity that drives you, and the love that you have for people. So please, if you'd take maybe just 1 minute and give us a sense of the journey that led you to here as the author of using Google's free.
Ish.
Give us a bit of you from your heart, please.
All right, sir. Absolutely, absolutely. So the reason that I am where I am is that I have a small brick and mortar computer store in Dallas, Georgia. And about 15 years ago, we started using Google to promote our store. It's a kind of a fickle game, but as we started doing it and seeing what worked and seeing what didn't and adding up the successes and scratching off the failures, we came to this understanding of how the algorithm sees your business, and we were very capable at it, and it helped us a lot. We reduced our monthly marketing expenditure by thousands of dollars because we were properly utilizing and leveraging all of Google's free products and services. So after a few years of that, I realized there's something to this, and I started speaking to other business owners about it. I was really pushing and encouraging business owners to do the things that need to be done to make sure they stayed at the top of the Google search results. Now, look, we can all spend money on that, right? But how many of us out here will raise our hand if I say, do you click on the ads or do you scroll past those sponsored ads and go down to the organic ones near the map, right? So a lot of people we've interviewed won't click on an ad. So there's a time and a place for ads, but we found that the average smaller business owner can really benefit from learning the tricks and the secrets. So that's what led to the book, because I realized I could reach a whole lot more people with a book if I could get it published and get it out there and get people to read it. And then that led me to finding out that they wanted more. So I've now been speaking on stages all over Georgia and getting invited to stages all over the world to speak about this and help people understand the power of Google and what you can do to leverage it. It's not a set it and forget it. There's things you got to do, but once you understand that, it makes it really easy. So hence the book, and gotten a great response. And I'm super stoked about the impact I can now have on a much greater range of folks because
Yeah,
they can get that thing in their hands.
man, that is awesome. I now want the Daily Huddle to get one of those mixers so we can cheer and clap electronically, because what you've just created deserves that. So it frames this episode, right? We're going to work to get into your brain and get out of you the tools and techniques of doing exactly what you're talking about to leave our listeners today equipped with at least what they need to start. So give us a sense. Can you break down the concept of a business's or an individual's digital footprint for small business and explain why it's crucial to monitor your presence regularly on Google?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I speak with a lot of high school kids. I work with my high school workforce development very closely. And I talk to them all the time about when somebody is thinking of hiring you or somebody wants to engage with your organization, the first thing they're going to do is Google the name of the company or your first and last name. And one of the things we've really, really pushed is that these kids understand that your Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, nobody cares about that unless it's bad stuff. They're looking for things you've done wrong or, stupid things you've put out there on the internet. But when somebody Googles your first and last name, the first thing that better come up is your LinkedIn profile. And so, veering away from Google for just a minute, understanding that digital footprint and how employers look for you on Google when you're applying for a job, when you're looking for an internship, they want to know where you are and what you're doing. And a LinkedIn profile is paramount to be the first search result. If you Google your first and last name and your city and state, and you don't find a LinkedIn account as the very first search result, get on it. Today's the day. Start working your LinkedIn page, start updating all your information. And here's a little piece of the pie that people forget, Sorrel.
Don't forget what you're going to say, because what you've just said is so critical. How is it that when somebody Googles your first and last name, how do you get your LinkedIn profile to come up first?
And there we go. You go set it up, you keep it active, you post things on LinkedIn. But here's the real trick for especially high schoolers or college students: follow, connect with, comment, and repost all of the organizations and individuals that you want to be connected to. Create your own environment, your own stratosphere that you're building on LinkedIn. And that activity, the algorithm picks that up very quickly. I only have maybe 10,000 followers and 1,500 connections on LinkedIn. But I comment and post all over Google's LinkedIn page, and they have 32 million followers on LinkedIn, right? So when I share a Google thing, when I comment on a Google thing, when I repost one of their articles, when I add a hashtag Google to my LinkedIn posts, that very quickly elevates my algorithmic activity. That's what Google's looking for when somebody searches that first and last name.
Oh my God. So now I'm jumping to a conclusion, and I want to confirm it because I'm thinking others may be as well. So let's say I'm a small business owner and one of my target clients is the Home Depot or Cox Communications. Are you saying that if I go to Cox's LinkedIn page, the company page, and do the same thing for Home Depot and share their stuff, not only does that elevate how I show up when people Google me, but does it make me visible to those companies and
Absolutely.
raises the probability that I get work with them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no doubt whatsoever. Think about it this way. LinkedIn is like a huge networking event that's going on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When you walk into a networking event and you want to talk to somebody that works with Home Depot, do you stand on the other side of the room and talk to a bunch of other people? Or do you make your way over closer to that individual and try and engage into that conversation? That's exactly what we have to do on LinkedIn. We have to engage in their conversations.
Brother Stern, this is a mic drop moment. LinkedIn is like a huge networking event that's going on 24/7.
Yes, sir.
And so approaching it as a networking event is what's there. So basically, if someone's posting and they're getting likes and engagements, but who's liking and engaging aren't the people in your target market or the people you're targeting. You're just hanging around with,
The kids at the punch bowl.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. You can't be a wallflower on LinkedIn. You got to go ahead and engage. Another thing is I am a Grow with Google partner. So with my for-profit and my nonprofit, it's a no-cost partnership. And I get to, wear the Google lanyard and use Google's name in my promotion because I'm a partner with them. So if I get emailed my Tribune, they send us a update every month, and there's a great article there. I can literally copy word for word. I just highlight it all, copy it. I go to LinkedIn, I say, write an article. I paste the whole thing there, and I say, this article is reprinted with permission from Google. And then I post that on my LinkedIn with Google on it and their name connected to it. And I didn't even have to create the content. I just had to share it. So it's amazing the things you can do. And here's the deal. They're getting exposure from it. So if you're out there making them look good and creating, books and things that make them look good, they have no problem with you using their name. They're okay with that. They understand algorithmic activity and they're ready to say, hey, we're good with that. Go for it. Enjoy it.
So, people would say, I want to write an article, and then they go scratch their brains, working really hard to appear or be smart to write an article. The algorithm's not looking for you to be smart. The algorithm is looking for you to be active in the right way.
Correct. It's the activity.
Wow.
It's the
So
activity.
in that sense, Robin, tell us a little bit, what are some of the mistakes that you've seen small business owners make regarding their online presence on Google, and how can these mistakes affect their business?
Absolutely. Yeah, Sorrel. So the biggest mistake I see and the question I get asked most is, how do I get rid of a bad review? Right? Because everybody hates that 1-star review. And then if somebody does that and their friend jumps on the bandwagon and now your 5.0 went down to 4.7 and you're losing your mind because you got a bad review. There's only one way to combat bad reviews on Google, and that is go get more 5-star reviews. We have like 5 1-star reviews with my computer company, but I have a 5.0 rating because we have 625-star reviews that just wipe out those 5 1-stars, right? You can go look at them if you want. There's nothing there to touch us because we have so many 5-star reviews. So the biggest mistake people make is worrying about the wrong things. Okay.
Now, as you say this, there's an assumption I hear, and the assumption is you're active, your business and you are active on Google to the point where you can get reviews. Is it also a mistake to have 0 reviews because you're not active at all?
Absolutely. Come on. And if you don't hear anything good or bad about a company, do they even exist? How do we get our over the hedge talking to our neighbor, getting referrals about where they bought their tires or where they got their computer fixed, or who taught them all this leadership? How do they find that out? We don't talk to our neighbors over our driveway or over a cup of coffee in the morning anymore. We look at Google reviews, and everybody looks at Google reviews. And the first thing they do usually is click on lowest so they can see how many negative ones are on there, right? So how you answer those is paramount. How you respond to a negative review is huge. And then letting it bother you enough to not just move on with your life is the next step. But the activity is what happens. Now, I'm going to be straight up. When you have a local brick and mortar store, your neighbors can see you. They see you pull in the morning. They see your car there. You got your OPEN, OPEN, little flashing neon light in the window saying you're open, right? We have 15-foot tall feather flags, 4 of them that go out in front of our computer store every morning when we open. Of course, they're Google colors, right? Red, green, blue, yellow. There's branding involved, but Google can't see that. So the only way they know you're open and you're active is for you to do things online that their algorithm can pick up on. And the number one place that algorithm is looking is your Google business profile, which is completely free to any company that wants to go out there and put it on. Now, I said it's
So,
free, but it's not easy all the time, right? There's some things you got to do.
so tell me this. You mentioned earlier that when someone Googles your name, the first thing that better show up is your LinkedIn page.
Yes, sir.
Now, you just mentioned that Google doesn't know you open unless you're active. So as a business, it's not enough to just be posting and sharing and reposting on LinkedIn. You actually have to be active on your Google My Business profile.
Correct. And I need you to get down and give me 10 push-ups right now because it hasn't been called Google My Business since the second quarter of 2023. And anybody that says that at Google has to do 10 push-ups. It's called Google
All right,
Business
I'm on
Profile,
the floor,
okay?
man.
To Google Business Profiles. Let me just correct you there. Yeah, so people get it set up and then they think, oh, I'll ask for a review every now and then. And maybe I'll post a picture or maybe a customer will post a picture. Here's the deal. If you aren't active on your Google business profile, and when I say active, Sorrel, I mean 3 times a week doing something. Okay. And I'm going to tell you what that is in just a moment. But if you're not active, they don't even know you exist. They don't have any way of seeing your front door. There's no hidden camera looking at people pulling into your parking lot and coming into your store. They just don't know you're there. But when you're actively posting, when you're actively getting reviews, when you're actively adding products and services to your Google page, that shows the algorithm, oh, this is a legitimate business. I can send people to this business and I know they're going to be open. They're going to take care of them. They have great reviews. So what do you think Google wants to do with your listing? Rise it up to the top of the search results because that's who Google wants to put in front of their customers. And here's the second big mistake people make, Sorrel. People that own a business that put it on Google think they're Google's customer. Now, in my book, first chapter, the preface, you can't even get into the book without reading this. You are not Google's customer when you are working on your Google business profile. You are their product. Now, let that sink in for a second. Your business listing is the product that Google delivers to their customer when somebody searches for your service or your product on Google. And Google only wants to put the best products in front of their customers. So they're not going to put the guy with no reviews or with bad reviews that never posts. They're not going to rise him up. He's just going to sit in the bottom rungs and never show up. But a company that's putting updates on their Google page 3 times a week, posting multiple photos a couple times a month, customers are leaving reviews, there's activity going on. That's the business, that's the product that Google wants to present to their client. And their client is the person searching. So that's a huge mistake that people make with their Google business profile. And then if Google suspends your profile, they get mad. And it's like, wait a minute, this is a free service they're giving you. Like, you're not the customer. You need to make sure that you're presenting yourself in a manner that makes Google say, wow, this is going to impress our customers if we put this in front of them. And that's the
Oh
whole
my
trick.
God. Well, we're at 20 after, and what you've just created is so critical. I'm going to ask you to recreate it this way. How can a small business optimize their use of the Google business profile? And could you summarize again the actionable tips you just—
Absolutely. Absolutely. So optimizing that just means being active. You have to be active. So you want a really good description on your page. You want a great photo for your cover picture, which is the one that you see when you pull up a Google business listing. Your logo needs to be clear. If your logo blends out of the circle and only cuts off the edges of your logo, go to Canva, create your logo smaller in the middle of a circle, and then use that as your logo on all those places that have a circle, YouTube and Google and all the places that it's chopping it off. Make a frame that's a little bit bigger than your logo and save that way. And now when you put it inside one of those places, it doesn't chop it off. It looks really clear. But there's actionable tips. One is you're going to post on your Google business profile and update a minimum of 3 times a week. And people think, oh, I got another social media to do. No, You can take a picture of anything. You can post about anything. It's not the content, it's the activity, right? So that's one actionable tip. Post 3 times a week updates on your Google business profile. The second one is every 2 weeks, I want people to dump 20 to 25 photographs into their Google Photos on their Google business profile. You just go to your Google business profile, you click photos, it pops one of those windows that says, drop here or click to search. Just take 20 or 25 photos and drop them on your Google business profile. What happens is it's going to spike the algorithmic activity. People are going to look at that. When they go searching, they're going to see photos, they'll click through them. Google sees that activity. Okay. So that spike alerts the algorithm that you might be interesting. People are looking at your photos. It might be valuable to them to take a second look at you. So there's 3 updates a week. Every 2 weeks, post 20 to 25 pictures. And here's the key. Here's the kicker. Google gives you a link to ask for reviews. And this link will literally open the window for the client to make a review for you. It doesn't send them to your Google page. It doesn't make them look around. When they click that link, a box opens in the middle of their screen and it says, write a review. And it has the 5 stars there that are blank and a line for a review and a place for a photo. But here's where people make the mistake, Sorrel. Google is so good at giving them our information on that Google business profile page that we don't get enough traffic to our websites. People get our Google page, they get our information, our phone number, our hours, our photos, reviews. They don't have to go to your website. So that drops the algorithmic activity on your website. You're not getting page visits, right? So what we've done is we've come up with a little secret. You take that link that Google gives you, but you don't send that to your customer. You go to your website and you create a button on your website that uses that
Give
link.
me a Google review.
It says, leave us a review. Now you write a little script for your employees. You put it on your phone's clipboard. You put it on the desktop of your computer. And when a customer leaves, you send them this little script that says, hey, thanks for visiting us. Would you mind visiting our website? And there's the link right there. They can click. And then click the button. Ours is a red one at the top of the page that says review us. So what have I done now? I've created somebody going to my website.
Google, they have to go to your website.
And it's not an intrusion to them, because I'm not saying, would you click this link and then click this button? I'm just saying, go to the website. So psychologically, they don't feel like it's more work. They just click the link in the email or in the text message. And then they have a button right there that says review us. So you've created more online activity. You've got a visit to the website. You get a completed visit, because somebody can come to your website and just hit the back button, and that's called a bounce. And a bounce rates are normally in the 60 to 70% range, because that's normal, right? Yeah. But when you start getting bounce rates down to 30, 40%, because they're coming to the website and they're clicking a button, they're completing their visit to Google. That's like they walked into your store, right? They pull up in the parking lot. That's the visitor at the website. But when they click something or change a page or do something, that's like the customer walking in the front door. Now that activity adds up, and then you get the review. Boom, 300% activity and more website traffic and lower bounce rates. It's an algorithmic, coup d'etat. It's perfect.
We're going to come back in about 2 minutes and say, when are you doing another course? Where are you speaking again? I mean, people just need to be listening to you every day. But now let's find out if the gallery has any questions.
Absolutely.
Any questions, any comments? You've heard it. The tips are actionable. You can actually raise your revenue right now. CC, go ahead.
Oh, this is amazing. I'm going to be taking action immediately. Thank you so much. This has been a wealth of information.
You're very welcome.
Now, Robin, as we're waiting for another question or two, tell me this. You mentioned pictures. Just dump 25. Is it any 25, or do they have to be related to your business, showing you an activity and all that good stuff?
Sorrel, I get that asked all the time. In my experience of 18 years of doing this, it has no matter what the pictures are of. It just doesn't. Now, of course, if they're of your business, if you have great photos of your location and your employees and your jobs you've done, yes, you want to use those. But in absence of that, just post 25 pictures. It doesn't matter. It's crazy hearing that, but it really, people are going to view them. And that viewing is the algorithmic activity that we need.
Gio, go ahead, brother.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Robin. So great that you're here, that you share these amazing nuggets. You shared this nugget maybe a year ago or 2 years ago about putting my Google review on my website. And that was brilliant. And now I have grown my Google reviews by having people go to my website instead of having them go to Google. And that has been really remarkable. Now, this is kind of a big question. I'm thinking of the time, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. So, do you have one nugget around search optimization? Like, what does that mean to the regular person who doesn't understand that, doesn't, like everywhere marketing companies say, I'm going to help you optimize your website on Google by doing SEOs.
Yep.
And then the regular person knows, what does that even mean?
Thank you, Gio.
And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe that's going to be for next week. You come next week and talk about SEOs. What does that even mean? All right.
Gotcha. Well, I can drop a really quick nugget here, and we can extend the talk next week. But bottom line is, what SEO stands for is, what are people going to put into the search bar to find you? So all you need to do is sit down and brainstorm keywords and search terms. And you can ask your neighbors, you can ask your clients, how did you find us? What did you search for? And you can go look at your analytics, because it'll tell you what people searched for. And those keywords go in certain places on your website, certain places on your Google page, in your descriptions, in your product descriptions. You keep putting and repeating, are you sick of wrinkles on your face? Are you sick of brown spots? I'm thinking of a Mary Kay lady I just helped recently. Are brown spots bothering you? Are age spots, causing you struggles? And these are the things people are going to search for. And that's the key to SEO. And SEO is kind of a set it and forget it. So once you put the keywords in the right places and the key search terms in the right places, you can let it go, unless you have a huge change of product lines or a seasonal thing that you're doing and you want to get that more activity. But here's one other thing about SEO. See that hashtag? That hashtag, your Google guru, you'll only get me if you put that in. So everybody says, I want to follow the hashtags that have millions of followers. Yeah, that's great. But your presence can be distilled down to one hashtag. And everywhere you've ever made a comment or a post, your website, your Google page, everything, YouTube, can have that hashtag on it. And guess what happens? I did this at a talk the other day. Google hashtag your Google guru. You get nothing except me. It's all me. And if you don't think Google loves that, you're out of your mind, because they see that as, this is the guy. He has his own hashtag. He shows up the whole page after page. It's nothing but me if you put that hashtag in. That's power multiplied 10x. And that's a huge way to get that online presence that people are always screaming about SEO. And I can tell you next Friday how to get that hashtag for yourself. It doesn't cost a dime. How about that?
Oh, man, I love it. Ronald, go for it, man. We'll extend the time.
Yeah. All right. So this is great. Robin, when I'm thinking, so I'll say I have so much content that I know that I need to be out there. I have so much content under ERB creation. Just my painting, just on the painting side, and the construction and architecture thing is another world. But is there something that you could do to really break the mental block? Because I think well, for one thing, for me, is the mental block. How do you bail out and let it out? Because I think for a lot of people, and I know I'm not the only one that's suffering with this, like what to post, when to post, and I mean, how do I somewhat, it's almost like a car on clutch. How do I get a push and then, go on remote,
Dump the clutch and pop it out and get
pop it
going.
up and let it ride on. Because I think there is, like I say, I believe for some of us, and I'm talking for myself, but I believe there's a mental break, there's a mental stuff in there that you as a guru probably can wipe out.
Yeah, good question. I'm gonna go back to my old friends at Nike, and I'm gonna tell you, just do it. There's the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, sir. The second best time is today, right now. You go and post your stuff on social sites. You go and get your information on YouTube. Start making videos about it. We use a customer relationship management program that can connect to all of our social sites. I can post all my scheduled posts for every site for months. I can schedule it out for months at a time, and it just goes out automatically. I don't have to deal with it. So I set it up one time. I can do templates in there. There's templates, 25 social media posts on 6 platforms, which is 150 posts I can do in about an hour and have it scheduled through the end of the next month because my CRM just runs that constantly for me, and I don't have to do anything with it. But I think overcoming the attitude of nobody cares about my stuff. Who's going to look at it anyway? Who am I to be boastful and proud and prideful and put it on there? Well, who are you not to? Somebody said somewhere that you being small doesn't do the world any justice. So stop thinking small and go out there and change the world, man. Right? So Ronald, you're amazing. You do amazing things. You design amazing buildings. Just go tell everybody. Just put it out there. Put it on your socials. Put it on your Google page. Start a YouTube channel and talk about it. That's how you break out of that. How do I get started? You just do it. Like, I'm speaking to the choir because I have things I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do my audio book, and everybody says I have to speak it. I can't have somebody else do it. Well, I'm just stuck, and I need somebody to kick me in the butt and make me do it. I want to lose 20 pounds and have bigger abs, or bigger chest, the biceps and pecs, and I just can't seem to get out of my own way and do it. So I understand I don't understand it. So how do I get started thing? But it's just do it. You just have to go out there and do it, Ronald. And the world wants it. The world needs it. So let them have it.
Yeah, and there is a saving grace you gave us today, Robin, that I want to point to. When you said, man, it's just about the activity. It is just about the
Forget
activity.
perfection. Forget
In the
perfection.
long run, a like, a love, and a support on LinkedIn means nothing.
Right.
What really matters is the consistency of your activity online.
Correct.
So
Correct.
Just be active. Forget what Robin and I think about what you post.
Right.
We'll take one last one. CC.
Yes. I had a question.
Go for it.
How could another person connect with Google for their own creation, whether they can promote Google and keep, get a Google name like a hashtag like you? How would one do that?
Well, I wouldn't, it's not the Google in my hashtag that makes it happen, CC. It's the hashtag not being used by anybody else. And in the 30-second synopsis is keep Googling hashtags until you find one that has no results. Just keep Googling hashtags. Your pound cake, Ms. Pound Cake Queen, the pound cake queen, your pound cake queen. Keep Googling different hashtags until you find one that has this little green guy sitting there with he's fishing in an ice bowl, and it says, looks like there's no results for this. That's your hashtag. And then, like they say about Frank's hot sauce, I put that on everything, right? You put it everywhere. You get it on all your stuff, and all of a sudden, that hashtag, you own it, and everybody's going to find you from that hashtag.
Thank you, everyone. This was a lively conversation, informative conversation. I guarantee you take one of those actionable tips and you implement it, it will drive something new to your business. It will drive something. Now, Robin, I'd love for you to close with a quick success story. Let's say one of the actionable tips, you or somebody else took action, and here's what happened. It was completely unpredictable and unfathomable to people.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, if anybody wants to find out about this stuff, you can get a hold of me at that hashtag. Just Google that hashtag. You'll get everything about me. I offer a 15-minute free consultation. We can jump on a Zoom call. We can talk about a few of these things offline and you know, really get you up to speed. I also teach, and I have one-to-one training for that as well. But one of my actionable success stories is in the book. And it's a young man who had a idea. He had $80,000 in debt, 2 ex-wives, 3 children that he was paying child support on, and 2 attorneys that were after him. And he came to me and said, I need to make some money fast. And that gentleman, after about 4 years, sold the business and is still getting an income from a part of the business. And it's strictly because he did what I said to do on Google. He had no idea. He wasn't smart enough to go out and do it on his own. He was as redneck comes. He had a flip phone. He didn't even want to know about the internet, but he knew he had to do something to change the trajectory of his finances and of his life. And he implemented everything I said to do to the letter. He's making 6 figures off of a part of the business because he grew it to a place and then split it up and sold it. And now he does ministry work, serves the homeless, and spends his income on buying medical supplies, tents, blankets, and food for people all over northwestern Georgia, where he goes and finds them in their camps and brings stuff to them and tells them about Jesus. So if that's not a good success story for you, I don't know what is. And that's actually, that story is in the book. It goes through the whole book. I tell a little bit of the story at the end of each chapter, and it's pretty cool to listen to. So enjoy.
And people can get the book on Amazon, right?
No, I don't do that. You can get it on Amazon, but you don't get my $1 million signature. It's available on my website, and I will sign it and customize it and personalize it and send it right off to you. It's not about how much money I make. It's that you want a signature on your book. You know the author. There's no reason to go.
Awesome.
But if you live in another country, absolutely, it's on Amazon worldwide. You can get it anywhere.
That's perfect. Well, for Ronald and me, I am just brainstorming right now, quick ideas on how to get active online. Folks, love. And when you've got that moment, when you feel that love, post something about it. Stress less. When you have slept and you've gotten rested and an idea pops in, and it's because you stress less, post about that. Eat mostly plant-based. My God, I have hated people who post their foods, but now guess what? I'm gonna post pictures of my food. Post. Laugh out loud while you're doing that, because yes, it is silly and it's not that significant. You know, you'll post something and nobody will see it, but guess what? The algorithm will pick it up.
Yes,
because you're active. Give. And you know what? With all that posting, that's what you'll be giving. You will be giving. Sleep and rest, move your body. And by God, you know what Gio did once? Not once, for a long time. Gio would wake up every morning, take a walk, and go live while he's walking.
Yep.
Guess what? You could do that too. And it doesn't matter. You could be going live and the phone camera is pointing to the sky. That's all everyone's seeing. You're active. Last but not least, I'm saying all that, but you may want to check some assumptions. And to check them, go to that book, go to that site, go to hashtag your Google guru. Robin, I love it.
You're welcome.
I can't wait for next week.
You're welcome, sir.
This is our show.
Look at that. Gio's got his coffee in his hand. Good job. Good job. Thanks, Gio.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you. Thank you, family.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Stan. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Stan.
Excellent job. Thank you.
Welcome, CC. Take care, girl.
One love.
Thank you,
Hi,
Rashida.
Rashida.